Hi guys, KevLar here. Today we're going to review this PC case, the Cougar MX410 Mesh-G RGB. I've not used Cougar before and I've not seen this case before, so we're unboxing it together. Oh, first of all, very squeaky polystyrene. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, so here it is out the box. So first of all, this case was about just over £58 here in the UK. They do the glass panel front version, and that was closer to £50, but the mesh I always prefer because of the airflow. It feels nice. This front bit's plastic, metal mesh there, full tempered glass front there, metal case, usual flimsy sort of metal. Let's open it up. Right, first of all, we need to screw off these at the back. Right, so how does this glass panel come off? Is it on a hinge? No, okay, so it's a pull and slide. Fairly solid though. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, so inside, a little bit flimsy, but they always are, aren't they? These sort of priced ones. So you've got the hole there, which I never like. I always prefer to have my PSU completely covered up from the front end. It comes with 3 RGB fans at the front and an exhaust fan, which is always good to come with loads of fans. Some pre-installed motherboard standoffs. As you can see, it's a fairly compact case, but it should fit full ATX motherboards as well. Let's have a look around the back and get all the wires out, see what we've got. Again, easy to screw off the back. It's actually quite solid, it's not that flimsy. First impressions, it looks like cable management's not going to be too bad. When I say that, I mean compared to other cases this size and budget cases. Right, okay, so we've got a nice little bag here with a little plastic zip, so that's strangely nice quality. Looks like we got actually some instructions, which a lot of the time I find with budget cases you don't get instructions. So I mean, we are, I guess, coming slightly out of the real budget end, paying 60 quid for a case. So yeah, lots of instructions actually, so that's probably quite handy for someone that needs it. I might need it. Comes with some cable ties. I always like it when they give us cable ties, proper cable ties. They are shitty little ones, but they've given us cable ties. And bag of screws. Standard. Okay, let's have a look at all these cables. Fairly nicely packed in. I mean, the standard cables really. Your USB, HD audio, USB 3, your front panel connectors. And then we've got a little hub here, SATA powered. Fans are already plugged into it. Got a reset switch coming from the front plugged into it, which is good, so you can obviously control the lights from the case with a button. And it's also got an ARGB connection, so they are full ARGB fans, which is nice, obviously if you're using a motherboard that supports it. So what else have we got here? So we've got a little SSD tray here, which is nice if you're using an SSD. They're always quite handy to screw them on the back here rather than some other random place in the case. Hard drive bay looks quite nice. Is it one that we can just pull out without... Okay, now there's screws here, thumb screws, and will it let us pull it out? Do I have to unclip that? Yes, so there's a little clip down here. Sorry, you might not be able to see that, and that slides out. A little bit stiff, but space for 2 hard drives in there, and it looks like you can unscrew and take that slidey tray out as well if you don't want any hard drives, so that's cool. And I like that, the fact that you can slide that out without having to get underneath and unscrew loads of things. Makes life a little bit easier. How easy does it go back in though? The fact it was a bit tricky to pull out, I'm thinking it's not going to be that easy to go back in. Yeah, it's not easy to go back in. I think this thing's in the way. You kind of want to hold it down, but you can't when that's going in. I wonder if they designed it so that you're not actually supposed to pull it all the way out. which I did do, so I need to try and get it over that clip at the back. Yeah, okay, I had to get it over that clip at the back, so I managed to get my hand round, but now it's lined up. There you go. Bit awkward. Maybe you're not supposed to pull it all the way out, maybe you're just supposed to slide it up until that clip, put your hard drive in, screw it in, push it back. Fine. So it's got plenty of these little loopholes for your cable management, tie your cables up, which is nice. And I do feel, you might not be able to see very well, but the distance from where the back cover is going to go and the back of the case, I don't know, you got a centimetre or so. It's not a lot, but that's actually quite a lot more than I get in a lot of small budget cases. Sometimes you've literally got no space to put any cables, like here. They all have to try and fit down these indent areas. So I think we'll be fine fitting cables around here if we need to. So that's good. How heavy is it? Yeah, pretty light as normal. Front heavy because of the front and the fans. Okay, it's got the usual magnetic dust cover at the top. Let's have a look at the front panel here. Power button, 2 USBs, 2 USB 3. There you go, there's our switch for the lights. Audio, perfect. Airflow wise, at the front, yeah, got the holes, got the mesh. No side gaps, but that's fine because it all comes from the front. Like I said before, we've got that at the top with the dust cover, fan at the back, all good. Looks like we've got a fairly good quality PCIe lock. We'll just take that off and see if these are all removable and replaceable or if they're snappy ones. Okay, it's got some clips at the back. You know what, that doesn't come off very easy and it feels like it's easy to snap. You really have to like get your finger around the back and try and push the little clips out of position and it pops out. Okay, that's not a very good design. Okay, so that's disappointing. So these PCIe covers here are all the ones that you have to force out, snap out, and you can't put them back in and screw them back in. That's a disappointment, I'd say, when you're paying £60 for a case. I would expect to have at least 2 replaceable ones, or even just 1. Right, let's see how easy this is to get back in. Okay, it went back into place quite easily. Okay, what else is there to actually say about a case now? The legs got a nice soft cushion underneath. It's got a reasonable height off the ground so the power supply can suck up some nice fresh air. I like the look of it. I think it's nice. Oh, and actually I'm pretty sure it's got like lights down the side of the case here as well. Yeah, so I think that's it for now looking at the case as it is. I'm going to do a PC build in the case. And once I'm done, I'll let you know how I got on, how I found building in it, any issues, and then we'll see what it looks like when we fire up a PC. Right, so here we are, I've now built in it. I've kept the glass panel off and the back panel off so I can show you some of the cable management issues. But in general, was really fine to build in, no problems, liked it. So building wise, one issue I didn't like is under here, there's only one gap here for the cables. So where you've got the HDD audio that needs to get plugged in on the left hand side of the motherboard, the cable has to come all the way across to this hole. So it's always nice if there's a hole here, so those cables can just come straight up. So that I thought was a bit odd. In here, where they had wired the fans, they obviously didn't think about what they were doing and they didn't put much effort into it. I'll put a picture up, I took a photo. They just had some like wires coming out here, going through there, and it just looked really ugly. And then the top one as well, I didn't take a picture of that, they had it coming down through here rather than up the top. I mean, you know, it takes 2 minutes to change, but why did they do that? Ugh. Who knows? Coming around the back, so like I said, cable management I think's fine. We've got loads of room. I'm easily going to get the back panel on without even having any of the cables pushing on it, which is good. So easy to fit the cables in. However, I did say, didn't I, they've got plenty of the hooks to cable tie to, but actually they kind of stop here. So they've got one there, which is a bit pointless, but there's none down here. So these ones I've just tied all the cables together, but it would be great if I could tie them to the case. Also, if there was some down here, I could have tied these on. It's always nice to have some down here as well, which there isn't. There was none down here for this, so that's kind of loose, so I've just cable tied it to the one that's down there. And up here as well, I'd like one here, so I could have tied these over and like pulled them over a bit more. There's nothing there, so again I've just tied the cables together. But it wasn't hard to manage. I'd just like to have more clips to be able to tie them all down a bit tidier. Other than that, yeah, I like it. So I'm going to put the panels on now, and then we'll fire it up and I'll show you what the lights look like. Right, as expected, that back panel slid on really nicely. No issues at all. Right, so here we are. That's what it looks like when it's on. So they're actually really nice fans, and they're really quite quiet, which I'm quite pleased with. When often these cases where you can't control the fan speed unless you've got it plugged into the motherboard, they can just be a bit loud, but I think they're fine. And there's the lighting down the side that I mentioned, it's pretty cool. And you see you've got the fan at the back. So we have got a budget build in here really, so the motherboard doesn't have ARGB. So we are controlling the fans using the button up here on this case. And actually, it's got quite a lot of cool modes. So different colours there. So that's quite nice, sort of multi-coloured stripes going on. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, just quite cool features. So it's not just standard colours or rainbow. And yeah, you can have the fixed colours. And then back to the rainbow effect. So yeah, I think the lighting effects that you can do just with the button are actually quite nice. It's not bad at all. Right, so in summary, I liked it. £58 I think is actually a reasonable price for it, considering it's got its own fan hub. 4 fans, they are ARGB, so you can connect them to your motherboard or control them using the button. So that's always good, and I think that is kind of what you're paying for when you go from a £40 case up to a £60 case. Often the case quality might often be about the same, but when they start coming with proper ARGB fans, an actual fan hub that connects with ARGB, then yeah, I think that's where the extra money comes from. But I do like it. It does feel quality as well, so I'd say it is more better quality than some of the £40 budget cases I just compared it to. And also the cable management at the back is a big improvement from my favourite budget case, which is only £32. There's a review of that, I'll link the video up there if you haven't seen it already. That one also comes with 4 fans, but they're not controllable. But for 32 quid, 4 fans and a fairly decent little case to build in, I love it. But this one, yeah, I like it, and I would do another build in it. It's good. And I think I made the right decision on getting the mesh front one and not the glass panel one. Anyway, hope you found that useful. Please do give us a like and subscribe if not already done so, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.